So they boarded this ship just to get into the Imperial Communications Network to call out Loonberg. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of OG, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Gaiden. Well, hopefully, I'm hoping that everybody who's clicking into this realizes that by the element that the part of the thumbnail that says, like, what season and what the episode number is, jumping all over the place, whereas the bottom hand corner of the thumbnail, the numbers continue in a different order.
This is 100 billion stars, 100 billion lights.
Which sometimes gets posted to the YouTube as a billion stars, a billion lights, because there's only 100 characters available in the title.
Yeah.
And this turns into Legend of the SFR, because all our videos are labeled SFR. Legend of the Galactic Heroes, episode 100 billion stars, 100 billion lights, chapter, and then if there's room, reaction. So we're kind of already pushing the character limit.
So last time we were in another battle on the Iserlohn.
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 The same problem I used to have. You gotta remember that the R is on the left-hand side of the H.
Yeah, Iserlohn.
You did it wrong again. Well, that time you said horn, which is not right.
Yeah.
Iserlohn. Lohn.
Iserlohn. Corridor. Because again, the Alliance wants to break through fortress.
Someone cue up the very copyrighted music, I Want to Break Free.
And they wouldn't have done that if a former commander, fleet commander, to instead invest in more ships, invest on an actually putting a Alliance fortress there. But there you have it, you know.
Bruce Ashby, I'll say.
Yeah, it was Bruce Ashby who convinced Fleet Command to invest in more ships instead of investing in putting a fortress
of their own. To be fair, that seems like that's what Yang would have preferred too.
Yeah.
Just not have used them in the same way. Well, because Yang is like, we don't need to focus on the fortress. We got to figure out a different way. And then even Reinhard is like, I wish we hadn't invested in a fortress. We need a better way to do this. So, I don't like that. Iserlohn is a pretty good fortress. It's working.
It is and it isn't. Because the problem is, defensively it's working, but it's not leading for the Empire to lead new offenses against the Alliance to win territory and the planets and defeat the Alliance.
It's a defensive line from which they can launch offenses.
But they're not winning those offensives because they're always waiting for the Alliance to attack.
They're winning them and then they lose them. It's a back and forth. I understand what you're saying. At the same point, I think they'd be a lot worse off if Iserlohn wasn't there and the Alliance pushes into their territory and they didn't have a defensive line to prevent them from doing so. Also, not for nothing, they don't have to keep rebuilding Iserlohn. That's resources that they don't have to keep putting into new ships.
But they have to maintain it, though. That's probably expensive as well. And crude.
Still, it's not new ships.
And if it falls...
Iserlohn doesn't get destroyed like every other fleet does. I'm just saying, it's a point in space that can't be contested.
At least not directly.
It's obviously was a wrong statement. It's constantly being contested, but I guess uncontestable still fits in that it's undefeated.
Yeah. Basically, I think it's a sort of marginal line in space, except that the Alliance hasn't figured out that Belgium exists. There's no,
there is no Belgium. That's the point. There is no Belgium because there's two paths across this weird blockage in space, and one is here and the other one is in the capitalist territory. I don't forget their name, but that's it. That's all there is. So you have to go through here. You can't go anywhere else. So it is a perfect barrier.
Hyperspace routes. They work like Star Wars, I guess. Sort of. Star Wars has a hyperspace.
The pause isn't because I don't understand Star Wars. I'm good with expanded universe. I'm good with current canon. I know all of this. The Sea Ruvi are my favorite race, and I do not like how they got defeated by the Yuuzhan Vong or essentially put back into their homeworld by the Chiss. I'm familiar with Star Wars lessons. My
Because Ruby
point
were
being,
pretty punk ass. They were not really that good at anything.
say again?
This is Ruby, the ones that would stench people. That is Ruby? Entrench, whatever you want to
Entech,
call
sorry.
it.
Now I'm forgetting the words. You've thrown 3 words in my head now. Anyway, being the best doesn't make you the best. This is an opinion thing. Obviously, if I was like, I don't want the best thing, I'd be like, I would go with that one. The black ooze that takes over bodies and like controls most of the unknown territories. Or that freaking weird god thing. I'm not picking the strongest thing as my favorite thing because I want the strongest thing. I like the Siruvi. I like the caste-based structure. I like the fact that the Puek are both their food and slave labor. I like the fact that they have the entechment rigs. I like the fact they had the paddle beamers that go around lightsabers that aren't specifically set up for only paddle beamer based combat. I like the fact that their caste systems are color based. I like they had a rainbow colored leader that betrayed them. I mean, I like the fact that they're scared of dying in space, which is the reason that they use the droid stuff, because you have to consecrate a world in order to be able to die on it. That's why they tried to trick Bakura to get consecrated so that they could then fight there, because it's funny. I like the Siruvi. I like how all their ships are egg-shaped. Like,
yeah, but that's why they get beat up by everyone else, because they're not that.
Except for the second time they come around and they've like upgraded their whole droid technology and everything like that. I mean, they get defeated again, but that's because of an uprising from the Pueks.
That happens when you have slaves. They tend
but you know what? There's no faction in all of Star Wars that doesn't have some sort of failing. You pick and choose. I like the Siruvi. They're fucking cool. And you know what? It doesn't matter that they only appear like twice and lose. I said, I'm not going to pick like the strongest race because, I want the strongest so I don't have to like lose in every argument. No, the Siruvi are just fucking cool. Plus, they're like inherently anti-Jedi. Technically, they're also anti-Sith and every other Force user because they make the better entechment subjects.
Interesting that they survived so long without being hunted down. Well, I guess they were in a place where nobody knew who they were, so it's like, Galaxy's big, Well,
they're in unknown territories. They're nearby the Chiss.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Chiss decided, we're tired of your ass.
Rather.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Well, not really. I mean, the element is that they were being put down by the Vong by the time the Chiss decided to go on them. That's why the alliance that forms to deal with the Siruvi goes to their homeworld to find that they've already been put down.
We have a bigger problem. I never liked the Vong myself, but yeah, that's a different story altogether.
My point was just that I liked the Siruvi. You've caused me into a 5-minute defense.
Rant.
Well, it's not a rant. You're like, they fucking suck. Why would you like them? And it's like, well, I like them because they're cool. They're basically velociraptors with guns.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
I was talking about Legend of Galactic Heroes. You're the one that sidelined me. Well, you're talking Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was defending Iserlohn Station, and
and
you decided to go on hyperspace. It's like, yeah, I know. That's what I was talking about. There's only 2 paths. I even described them.
Yeah. It's a story contrivance, right? We want to have a fight around not quite Death Star construction from the Empire, right? So we can showcase all these 3 battles and these 2 rising stars doing things differently. Right. So yeah, I think that's it's all set up for seeing Yang and Reinhard eventually rise to their stations and fight each other.
Well, they are rising to their stations. Almost all of Gaiden has been Reinhardt rising stations. A little bit has been Yang.
I'd like to see that Yang is actually proving himself, even though it's like, don't tell anybody that I did this. Why not? Yeah, it wouldn't work anyway. And it would have worked had the Alliance actually supported him with enough ships, but they didn't do it. They were stingy, not his fault.
I mean, I would contest that we're not actually seeing Yang do anything.
That was his battle plan.
Yeah.
He's a strategist.
Yeah, we're not seeing it, though. A lot of time when it comes to Legends of the Galactic Heroes, at least in Gaiden so far, what we'll do is somebody will propose a plan, and then the narrator will show us a bunch of ships exploding, and then a couple of real close-up shots of faces, and then they'll tell us the result. we're not seeing his plan
Yeah,
come
the
to
battles
action.
are pretty for a series that depends so much on space battles. The space battles are the most boring Legends of Galactic.
I remember back when we were looking at Bruce Ashby stuff, and like
Yeah.
seeing the little boxes kind of move around on the screen. I legit was falling asleep.
Yeah.
Like, this is really boring. Like,
The ground combat, the ship captures, the politicking, that's far more interesting than ships shooting at each other. I never thought a series could make space combat boring. That's the one thing that's one strike against Legends of Galactic Heroes. Maybe it gets better.
It goes from holographic, like, blocks moving around, and, like, they don't seem to really represent what's going on, to battle lines, like 1800s redcoats. I mean, to be fair, we're doing like formation movements now at the very least.
Yeah.
Moving in and moving out. And to be fair to the contrary, they're describing it.
You're telling other things happening. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I've heard Civil War shit be described better on the History Channel than what the narrator's doing here.
I guess they should have hired their Japanese Ken Burns to do this series.
Something. Sorry, the guy's name I was going to say, I can't remember what it was, and I also can't remember the name of the show.
Oh, Ken Burns Civil War?
No. I don't know that I'm talking about Civil War anymore. He would also do like all those other combats. I can't even think of how to describe it, because it's like drawn on parchment style with the voiceover, and every so often he'd be standing in front of like the thing, talking about it as it happened. This is like,
I don't know who you're talking.
Late 90s, early 2000s History Channel.
Yeah. Like when it was the War Channel.
Yeah, sorry, I don't even remember. It was actually, it had to have been early 2000s, actually. Back when History Channel was all Hitler or the Civil War.
Yeah. So shall we see this episode's more interesting ground battles, hopefully?
Well, it wouldn't be ground battles, it'll be boarding actions.
Yeah. And then combat.
Well, to be a ground battle, they'd have to land on Iserlohn. I don't think that's going to happen. Plus, they already told us they're going to get into a one-on-one with Herman.
Hindenburg.
I think I prefer Herman. Only because when I was taking my board note stuff, I would put Lunenburg. It's like, oh, there's Mrs. Lunenburg, and then there's Herman Lunenburg.
Elizabeth and Herman, yeah.
Yeah, but they both share the same last name, and not for nothing, I was taking notes on 3 episodes they were both in.
Yeah. I think is that the only problem I have is I feel that this is a foregone conclusion that he is going to survive, right? So, Oh,
I was pretty sure last time you were saying he was going to die before the show started.
No. He's,
Why do you think it's a foregone conclusion he's going to survive? But you've got 3 characters from previous in the arc that are going after him, and he's just one guy.
Yeah, but I feel that he will be used more as a foil for Reinhard than anything else. Unless it's like, we have like 20 more characters to do that, so don't worry about it.
I mean, we have an entire faction for that.
Yeah.
Plus Yang. Why is Lunenburg going to be the foil for him when we have Yang?
On the Imperial side. Somebody who's competing with him going up the ladder, right?
We have Oblisser.
Oblisser doesn't care. Oblisser's like,
no. Oblisser really said he didn't like him. Like, he really didn't like him. Yeah. He said, my preference would be both of you to kill each other.
Yeah, because he doesn't like Lunenburg either. He doesn't like the upstarts. Like,
also, literally everybody in the Empire doesn't like Reinhardt.
Except for Grimmelshausen, but he's dying.
I mean, everybody above him. Everybody above Reinhardt doesn't like Reinhardt in the Empire. They don't need like a specific one guy. Also, that Duchess we haven't seen in forever is still out there.
Yeah. But he wants to kill him to get to her sister. Which is a thing, right? It's a plan.
Well, yeah, that guy, Lytton, whatever, also doesn't like his sister and wants to get him for her.
Yeah. So shall we?
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
What the fuck that was? Here's something on the subtitle thing. I don't know if you saw it. There was like the old 3 lines of words that appeared all of a sudden.
Oh, I didn't see anything. I could be in the wrong subtitle track, maybe.
No. I don't know. Might just been an error on the VLC player that I'm using. So yeah, there's this episode and the next episode, and we'll be done with 100 billion lights, 100 billion stars.
But we'll not be done with Gaiden yet.
No. Well, I mean, we got movies and everything too. So it'll either be the 3rd battle of Tiamat, Dishonor, or I forgot what the movie's names were.
Dishonor. That's interesting. I mean, I think that speaks to Reinhard being dishonored, I guess.
Overture to a New War, or My Conquest is the Sea of Stars. That's the 2 movies. We already watched Golden Wings, which is ironically the number 2 movie in my list.
Mm-hmm.
I think Overture to a New War is the last thing we watch before we start watching The Thing.
But it's an interesting title considering that this war's never really ended. So an overture to a new war implies that the old one ended, right?
It could just be a new type of war.
Could
Remember,
be.
Cephal particles is a thing we were developing and we haven't gone back to in a while. That could change the face of the war.
True.
Or, Overture to a New War, because then Reinhardt and Yang are going to be in the lead.
That's with a Z, with a Z.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Oh, the spelling of the.
I assume you're talking about the Imperial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Imperials are always different. When I said it was
German.
May, it was MAY for the Alliance, and it was MAI for.
Those are some big shoulder boards.
Shoulder boards?
I do like how the surface of the fortress, the outer surface, is highly reflective like that. It's like
I think it's a liquid. Because it can't just be reflective. Things are coming up and through it. God forbid the Empire ever increases the range of the cannon. Which we saw, I believe, in Golden Wings. Yeah, which only proves the usefulness of Iserlohn, who defeated both fleets, and Iserlohn remains defending the corridor. Yeah, if you spread out to the sides. I mean, legitimately, if they just back up to the planet, or the station, the Alliance is going to do what? Nothing? Just sit there? I was hoping he was going to say my thing. I mean, they're here to attack. If you back up behind the station, they're only going to sit there and have nothing to shoot at.
Now he has more ships. Well, he had 3,000, now he has 2,200, yeah. No, actually, no, he had 1,000, and now he has 2,200. Has more ships, double the ships.
Well, technically, he had 570.
Yeah, but originally he had 1,000.
670. No, 570.
If you divide 100 by 3, it's 300. It's 33.3333333333 infinitum.
Oh, tell me what you're gonna do with that third of a ship. Yeah, that's where you found out the missile ships.
前回のように並行追撃に持ち込まれたらどうするですが浮遊砲台で応戦しろ
Yeah, like I said, floating cannons. It has to be liquid. Also, it's ripples. Yeah. Yeah, I would say obviously bring in the reserve fleet.
敵のミサイル艦艇は防御が弱い。このまま一気に突破して敵の艦隊主力を攻撃する。
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if the main fleet is facing straight ahead and you've got all these ships ready to come in from the side, ships in this universe are very weak to side attack. I hate to say it, Bokak is getting fat.
同盟軍はラインハルトの罠に落ちた。キルヒアイスに向かって明言したように、わずか2200隻の兵力が戦局全体を主導したのである。
ならばあの敵を正面から打ち破るまでだ。全軍十字方向の敵に向かえ。
This is always the downfall of everyone attacking, is they get real angry and they make a wrong move.
この時、同盟軍はその数の有利を生かせないでいる。回廊の危険中域とトールハンマーの射程の間の狭い空間を縫うようにしか展開できないため、極度に長い
Essentially, they pinned them against the cannon area, basically.
それでもその砲火の応酬は激烈を極めた。
Well, I mean, they're also showing the area of space you can't enter on the map, too.
Yeah, the hand spin pin. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I'm talking about the big old cloud area on the edge of the map.
Yeah.
混戦になってトールハンマーが使えなくなる。そうなれば
ラインハルトの懸念は現実のものとなった。22時10分、それまでラインハルト一人に武軍を独占されていた帝国軍の諸部隊が突出してきたのである。
敵の艦隊は長く伸びきっておる。これを分断して確固撃破せよ。
ニュッケンベルガー元帥の命令は戦術的には妥当なものである。
Well, I mean, yeah, because the main fleet's been separated into half. And your fleet's still, well, I guess technically the Imperial fleet's also separated in half.
帝国軍の論理であって、同盟軍としてはやすやすと分断されるわけにはいかなかった。帝国軍の突出は同時にトールハンマーが使えなくなる瞬間でもあったのだ。グリーンヒル参謀長はヤン大佐の進言を入れて、この機に予備兵力を投入し、一気に混戦に持ち込もうと図った。 第6次イゼルロン攻防戦の特徴は、両軍ともに途中から目前の戦術的状況の推移に乗り。
Well, now they can go and attack through the corridor to attack the flank of the fleet. They'll have to. They can fire them in order to destroy
Yeah, it's
them.
the same thing that happened in the 5th Battle of Iserlohn, is
Yeah.
that the Imperials merged in with the Alliance fleet, which caused them not to fire. That's not what happened last time. Last time they just fired into their own ships, too.
敵もやるな。実にいいタイミングで予備兵力を投入してきた。はい。先日のことをお考えですか。敵の罠に陥りかけた時の。同じ敵かもしれん。俺はおごっていたのかもしれん。戦士ではなく狩人の気分になっていたようだ。 敵にも作戦を考える知恵があるというのにな。
ですが、そのような人物が多くいるとも思えません。
そうさ、たった一
I
人
don't know, man.
だが
The events so far feel like they could have just happened by accident
三大
too.
軍の指揮官どもにしてやられるようで、どうやって宇宙を手に入れることができようか。
ラインハルト様は挫折なさったわけではなく、経験を積まれたのです。ラインハルト様に足りない
If we
のは
weren't seeing these like shots of Gang and Reinhardt, I wouldn't even know that there was a guiding hand in this battle.
本当にそう思うか。
はい、心から。
そうだな、そう思うことにしよう。済んだことを悔やむのは俺らしくないものな。
ええ、ラインハルト様には似合いません。
よし、それでは我々は要塞に引き上げるぞ。こんな混戦の中に身を置いても意味はない。
その混戦にこそ意味を見出す者もいる。ローゼンリッターはまさにその代表格であったろう。
I'm assuming they're gonna ram. There we go.
Yeah.
I was like, how are they gonna get on board if they didn't ram?
白兵戦を繰り返し、一艦を制圧する都度、その通信装置を使用して、かつての隊長に呼びかけるのである。
Let's just say, are we not taking prisoners?
出てきやがれ、リュネブルク。地獄直行便の特別席を貴様のために用意してあるぞ。それとも、塔に逃げ失せたか。格好だけの臆病者。出てこい、出てこい、リュネブルク。出てくりゃあの世へ直行便。
So they boarded this ship just to get into the Imperial Communications Network to call out Loonberg.
一体どういうつもりか。これは機関らの視線ではないぞ。
視線ですよ。そうでもなければとてもやっていられません。
公務で人殺しをするところまでまだ俺たちは落ちちゃいませんよ。
Yeah, it's like, remember guys, you fucking hate us. We're former Imperials.
Yeah.
血文字で記したリューネブルク宛ての招待状を戦場の各所にばらまいて回り、それは
I still prefer the Empire's armor though. Look like fucking hell gas when they come on your ship.
リューネブルクはミュッケンベルガー元帥に呼び出された。
わしはな、リューネブルク少将。敬意ならずとも、たかだか一少将の身の上など関わってはおられんのだ。
で、召喚にどうせよとおっしゃいますか。
知れたことではないのかな。敬を名指しの挑戦だ。敬自身が応じるべきであろう。
I'm on two of minds of this one. One, don't. They're wasting their own resources trying to find you. That's a distraction. Use that to your advantage. Or two, do you need, like, a morale win? Defeating the guys that are calling you out would be a morale win for your side.
戦死した方が奴自身のためだろう。生きていても名誉や栄光とは無縁の人生が待っているだけだからな。
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at your camera, so I missed the beginning of that. Did he just imply that his wife killed somebody?
Apparently.
I could have sworn when I turned back and he said he doesn't know it yet, but it seemed like he implied that his wife just killed his brother. Or her brother. And I was like, that guy can't be right. I must have misread that. I was saying, obviously shoot at him.
Yeah.
Just because you called him out doesn't mean you let him get there. Bam, shot him in the face.
やめろ、ハルト。年後はともかく、今はまだお前では奴に勝てる。
And again, this is the guy you thought Reinhardt was going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, I think Lunenburg is going to win this one, though.
How? Lunenburg's clearly dead. He's on an enemy ship surrounded by enemies. Even if he defeats this guy, he's gonna get killed.
Yes,
I
I was
don't know
wrong.
lessons you have to say. I think you didn't call this one.
何か言うことがあるか。そうだな。一つだけ言って。
Fuck you.
貴様の技量が上がったのではないぞ。シェンコップ、青二歳よ。俺の力が衰えたのだ。でなくて俺が負ける。
We can get a face stomp.
More like chopping his head off.
I'd be satisfied with a face stomp too.
エリザベート、俺は死んでやる。死んでお前を解放してやるから。あとは好きにする。
To liberate her?
I'm assuming stuff we don't know.
ともかくかつては俺たちの指揮官だった男だ。勇敢で有能だった。
And also managed to cross the battlefield and escape. Anyone else see that giant hole in the ship we're all standing next to with our helmets off? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not very worried. There's enough oxygen. They also have magnetic boots, I suppose, so they didn't get sucked up.
バンフリート4-2において彼が失ったものは小さくなかったのである。補給と兵士の休息のため、一時要塞に帰投していたラインハルトは彼を探していたケスラーに呼び出された。オーディンから。
I guess that's the end of that storyline. I thought he was going to go so.
No, like I said, I didn't think he was going to survive this.
残念ながら不法でして。グリンメルスハウゼン閣下が亡くなったのか。違います。亡くなったのは内務省警察総局次長。
Oh.
So she did kill her brother, I think.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Right or right. So now they're all dead. Glad I spent all that time with the board.
エリザベート・フォン・ハルテンベルク伯爵令嬢がカール・マチャース・フォン・フォルゲンに恋してしまったのが全ての始まりなのです。カール・マチャースは貴族の指定にありがちな宝刀者で、まともに生計を立てる道を知らなかったのです。ところがエリザベートの兄であるハルテンベルク伯爵は、警察官僚がたまたま貴族の服を着ているだけと評されるほどの堅物です。当然妹との生活をどう立てる気かと厳しい。
Oh, so it was the brother who sent him into the front line, killed, and it wasn't a torture. He literally told him who he was.
非合法な手段？ええ、サイオキシン麻薬の密売に手を染めたのです。ところがその事実をハルテンベルク伯が知ってしまったのです。伯は愕然としたことでしょう。義弟となるべき男が大逆罪にも準ずると言われる重罪人であったとは。妹が不幸になるだけではなく、警察官僚としての彼の未来も閉ざされるのですから。そこでハルテンベルク伯は。
Okay, so the problem is that one, Lunenburg was an asshole. I mean, he was not nice to her, but he also had resting bad guy face.
Yeah.
やがてハルテンベルク、ホルゲン、両伯爵家から軍部に圧力がかかり、カール・マチアスは会計士官として最前線に送り出され、名誉の戦死を遂げたのです。つまりハルテンベルク伯は不名誉な秘密もろとも妹の婚約者を葬るために彼を戦場へ送り込んだというのか。そういうことです。貴族社会、軍部、警察、すべてが協力し合ってカール・マチアスを非公然に処刑したのです。言い換えれば彼が貴族だったから名誉の戦死が許されたとも言えます。彼は2階級を特進して少将に除せられ、盛大な葬儀も執り行われたのですから。
In case anyone's wondering why I have that guy in the military section, even though he was an aristocrat, he technically died in the military, so I put him on the military side of the board.
人柄が変わってしまったようです。私にも完全には分かりませんが、推測すれば伯爵は妹を彼なりに愛してはいたのでしょう。妹が廃人同様になったのを見かねて、彼はリューネブルクとの結婚を進め
You know, I was actually wondering if maybe she was addicted to the drug that he was selling, and maybe that was the cause behind her fainting and whatnot.
やはり彼がつい先日まで敵の陣営にいたことが重要だったのではないでしょうか。
カール・マチアスはローゼンリッターの手にかかった。
屈折した心理ですが、憎悪の対象としての夫を彼女に与えることで精神を活性化しようと目論んだのではないでしょうか。
だがリューネブルクの方は、
彼はハルテンベルク伯爵家の縁者になることで帝国内での地方を固めるのが目的だったでしょう。
I mean, we were on that
そ
one.
のうち
Yeah.
彼自身も伯爵と同様の心情を抱いたのかもしれません。心を開かない妻に向かって、お前の婚約者を殺したのは俺だ、憎んでみろと言ったのかもしれませんな。
Would have woken up without a dick.
だが彼女の
I mean, apparently, because that's the woman she turned out to be.
リューネブルクには向けられなかったのです。
というと、
12月1日のことでした。ハルテンベルク伯は妹に招かれてリューネブルク邸を訪れたのです。
I mean, I was the first one to say I wouldn't be surprised if she turned out to be like the secret villain. Granted, her fiancé was the secret villain, but she did turn out to be a murderer.
伯爵は席を立ったのですが、2階の階段を降りようとしたところ、背後から突き落とされたのです。妹によって。屈強の伯爵が簡単に突き落とされたのは、伯爵が飲んだコーヒーに薬が入れられていたためである。
You can get pushed. You don't need an excuse
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
just a matter. It's a matter of force and balance. You know, it's physics, not
I think they were just
sheer
trying to
strength.
posthumously make him look better.
Yeah.
Like a strong man like him could get pushed.
待て、一つ特進がいかぬことがある。リューネブルク夫人はどうやって自分の兄が婚約者の死に責任があることを知ったのだ。
それこそグリーンメルスハウゼン大将閣下に。
Oh, because Hardenberg told Grimmelhausen. Grimmelhausen must have leaked.
76年間の生涯で溜め込んだ多くの秘密、貴族社会や官僚会、軍部のさまざまな理念の事情を。
How does this book not get burned immediately?
それをまとめたものがこれです。
Because Grimmelhausen doesn't want it burned.
の死期が近いことを悟り、そのごく一部をリューネブルク夫人に明かし、彼女
And now he's giving the rest to him.
K はその記録をどうするつもりだ。
私の自由意志では何も決められません。あなた次第です、ミューゼル閣下。
I told you.
I didn't disagree with you.
この文章をグリーンメルスハウゼン閣下はあなたに委託されました。自分の死後、ミューゼル閣下に。
I mean, it would explain how he would get like up in command. Now he has like blackmail material for like the rest of his life.
ミューゼル閣下に役に立ててほしいということでした。
Although you got to think that half of that book is not useful anymore.
あlot of
70,
people are
60
dead,
years
yeah.
worth of blackmail. A lot of people got to be dead already.
Yeah, but you can still follow the connections to how they got power. Standing, it's soft intel on people. That's it.
Yeah, it might not be workable. Like, how many people are going to care? How many family lines are just gone already? Reinhardt's not a blackmailer.
But Kirchheis?
I think Kirchheis wouldn't want to stain Reinhardt's name by doing something that Reinhardt wouldn't want to do.
Yeah.
大貴族や高官たちから憎まれるにしても堂々たる憎まれ方でありたい。脅迫者として憎まれ恨まれるのは私の好むところではない。
では破棄なさいますか、この文章。
いや、ケスラー大佐、私も K を信頼しよう。グリンメルスハウゼン閣下が K を信頼したようにな。故に K に依頼する。この文章を封印し保管してくれぬか。
いつまで
Looking at the next emperor. Ulrich, I mean.
わかりました。おっしゃる通りにいたしましょう。この文章は
He just basically told him, I'm going to overthrow the empire. He's like, okay, cool. I'm way good. That sounds good.
それでは失礼いたします。
Don't think we've ever gotten the credits over top of the episode in running before.
Yeah.
お目にかかれないかもしれません。
オーディンに戻るのか。
オーディンに戻り、それから辺境聖区のいずれかへ参ることになりましょう。
辺境聖区へ。
私はあまり軍の上層部から好まれてはおりません。グリーンメルスハウゼン閣下の指揮をいただいて、オーディンにとどまることを許されていましたが、それも閣下がご存命中のことです。辺境聖区への赴任期間は一応3年となっておりますが、軍首脳部に忌避されて辺境を転々として生涯を終える者も多いようです。自分もおそらくそうなるでしょう。
それで K はいいのか。
よくはありませんが、軍首脳部の指示を覆すだけの力は私にはありません。ただ卑屈にならないよう自己を律したいと思うのみです。
Mind you, this whole meeting is also happening while the battle outside is still going
Yeah,
on.
but also.
私は3年後には現在よりもっと大きな力を得ているだろう。
The writers told me so.
その時は K をオーディンに呼び戻し、K の
Also, I'll have a love interest.
Mhm.
だからそれまで待っていてくれぬか。
So clearly, this guy is an important person to the story of the
Yeah.
show.
Mhm.
第6次イゼルローン攻防戦は終末近く、なお戦果を激烈なものとしつつある。
Yeah, so we got one episode left of this arc.
本戦に持ち込んだ同盟軍であったが、それ以上要塞攻略の足がかりを得ることはなく戦線は膠着した。それを打開し撤退することを上心するヤン。だが一足早く動いたラインハルトが同盟軍を藁に誘い込み、ついに要塞手法トールハンマーがその圧倒的破壊力を振るう時が来た。次回銀河英雄伝説外伝千国の星千国の光最終話千国
The
の星
longest name yet.
男たちの野望が銀河をかける。
Yeah, I mean, well,
I would say we talked about last episode how battles were boring. The battle was far more interesting now because background to while they were talking than by itself. Like, oh, we're talking about these political maneuvers and ships are exploding in the
the
background.
battle was
Okay,
also a lot
that's
more interesting because we had a ground battle in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that duel was more interesting like that, you know.
It's pretty quick, too.
Mhm. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this fight about it. And the other guy was like, oh, is he dead? Okay. Bye. He popped out like, yeah, well, sure. We came up with an entire platoon, but I guess you don't. Bye.
Has nothing to do with me anymore.
Yeah, bye. You were calling out him. Good luck.
Enjoy the new hole in your ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No. Should we patch it that we go out? No, don't worry about it. Okay.
I mean, the Elizabeth thing was a surprise, even though I said she
Yeah.
probably could turn into a villain. I mean, technically,
Yeah.
was that villainous behavior?
Revenge for the death of her
Yeah,
fiance?
but her fiance was also a criminal, as
Yeah.
indicated that he was guilty of trafficking hard drugs.
That's how he could sustain his spendthrift ways.
Yeah. I mean, they got rid of him in the most honorable way they possibly could, arranging him to die honorably because, they can't just take him down as an aristocrat. So he got the justice he deserved. And she killed her brother, which, to be fair, I guess it's an unconventional justice that he gave her fiancé, but it was still justice nonetheless. So, yeah, I guess it does make her the villain. Essentially, she killed the cop that killed her lover, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So, if you put that into a CSI or any of those shows, she would be the crazy villain character. So, yeah, she's definitely the bad guy here.
Yeah. But also kind of a victim, I guess.
I don't think so.
I mean,
she's
cool,
a victim of Lunenburg's.
Yeah, it falls into the cool story, bro. Still murder category.
Well, it's just weird that we got introduced to all of this, and at the end of the day, what did it change? Because these are all characters encapsulated into this story. This is just something that happened.
I think it's a setup for that arrangement with that guy. Again, we'll be saying that this is the way that these two guys gather power. Like, hey, that captain, remember that Captain Kessler? This is how they met.
Yeah, but we didn't.
But it's such a
literally he liked him already.
Convoluted, yeah.
Well, I'm saying no, Grimmelhausen. We only needed Grimmelhausen, and we've had him since the beginning. Like we only had the beginning arc, and literally Lunenburg did not need to be anywhere. He didn't need to be anything. Grimmelshausen liked Reinhardt from the beginning. He liked Kirches from the beginning. We could have had his party where this guy showed up without Lunenburg. Like Lunenburg picking a fist, or Reinhardt picking a fist fight with Lunenburg at the party never needed to really happen.
No.
This guy could have just met Reinhardt at the party. Cool, you like the hors d'oeuvres? So do I. Reinhardt was at the hors d'oeuvres table before all that other stuff, so just like saddled up. Hey, like food, right?
Yeah, it's a very convoluted way of doing things, basically.
Oh, I'm just saying, it's like a 3-episode arc of characters that didn't need to be around. Like, I'm not like unhappy with the story. It was a good. I like the story. It's more effort than a lot of shows that we've watched on the channel before. So I appreciate the effort put into the narrative, and it's not so convoluted as to not be followed. It was just like introduced really like in an instant, to the point where like I'm looking at you in camera and I look over, but did she just say the brother? She killed her brother? Like,
I mean, well, the thing is, like, that's in the meeting. It's like, oh yeah, no, well, we're gonna send him to die because, his wife is his brother killer. Like,
well, no, not because of. They're saying he's gonna die without knowing.
Yeah, but it's like, because it felt like at a moment, it's like, are you predicting that she is going to kill her brother, or is there something already?
No, I mean, I very clearly read it. I didn't clearly read it because I was left confused. I very clearly interpreted it as him saying this had already happened. But I'm like, is that what he said? Like, my brain couldn't comprehend, because it was like, it'd be like if they just, like, one episode from now, we get, like, what's his name runs back in, oh, by the way, Kirches was hit by a car, he's dead. You're like, what the fuck? Not even on screen? Like, that was the effort that was in that. I was like, what? I mean, obviously not as big as Kirches being killed by a car, but it's just like, it'd be like if, oh god, I can't remember the woman that I love in the show. If like she drove away from Reinhardt and then Kirches said, Kirches like, oh, by the way, I heard she died in a car crash earlier. Like, what?
Yeah.
It just so.
They're walking away, and there's a pall of smoke in the distance. And,
I just mean it was so
and the narrator. The narrator goes, and by the way, Lady Magdalena died against a light pole. That's what happened. It was
just so instant from an arc that's so still present. It's like, that's how you're. I mean, I'm glad that they at least showed us. They had a whole conversation. It wasn't just like, it wasn't like the guy saying it in the meeting and then we never saw it again. It's just such a crazy way to handle it. But at least they did. They're not like all of the other characters that are just in the background and we just have no idea what's happening. Like the girl who got sent off to the Alliance that we've never seen again. I assume was going to come back older in the show or something, but that's a hanging thread, rather. And this got handled. I'm no longer going to wonder what happened to any of those characters that you thought this guy was going to be an ongoing threat in the Empire.
It would have been interesting having sort of that parallel,
No. I prefer the guy in Golden Wings to this guy. The guy in Golden Wings was like mustache twirling, obvious bad guy. But at least he wasn't a domestic abuser. I'll take the overt evil versus the uncomfortable evil.
I won't.
Well, it's the same way, like, if you don't know how to make a bad guy to the audience, you just have him commit sexual assault. It's like, no, I don't want that guy.
Yeah, I know.
And it felt like Lunenburg was like a step away from that. So it's just like, I don't think I want this guy for a long time in the show.
Too many grapes in the vineyard.
Anything else you want to bring up from this episode?
Not really.
All right, well then, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?